Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 94 of Kenshi. So, I got a request to show the stats of everyone in the combat squad. So, Rhadamant's sitting with melee, attack, and defense around 50s, strength and katanas 50s. And I'll just pan through them quickly. Sadniel's about the same, less strength. Burn, about the same, less strength. Agnew, really strong, higher melee defense. Kang, about the same. Everyone's about the same. They're in the mid 50s here. Ron, Jane's, Seto's a little bit lower, but she's newer. Rain the Giant, Hammett. Ooh, Hammett, you are not looking good. I gotta put you back together again, huh? Humpty Dumpty. Griffin has higher melee defense, but that's because he sparred a while, I think. Infinite Wing Wang, Beep, Green, a little bit lower, but that's because he's a crossbowman. And now we're into the crossbowmen, and their crossbow skills are going to be higher, but their melee, attack, and defense is going to be a little bit lower. And there you have it. One by one, all of them. They're not actually, individually, I would say, no one is all that spectacular. Like, Agnew is probably the strongest, of course, but I wouldn't say that anyone's a stellar standout, able to, like, 1v1 the world bosses or anything. It's just that as a group, they have a lot of cohesion. So here we are at the Storm Gap Coast with the cultist in tow. Here he is. Crippled arm. Which reminds me, I do have a queen to feed. Do I not? So I have sort of a trophy queen, let's call her. Let's call her what she is. Here she is, and she says she doesn't need to eat, but I don't think that's entirely true. She eats, she just says she doesn't. She has an eating disorder, I guess. So a few people answered about why this hasn't evolved into a proper city yet. And one of the speculations is that my footprint is not big enough. So I am going to add like random little walls out here to try to game the system. I don't know if this will work, but game the system into thinking I'm a larger city than I really am. There was a thought that footprint, or the size of the footprint, matters a lot. So we'll see. Hopefully you're right. There's also a lot of other things I need to do in terms of setting up this base, like work priorities and the farms, and yeah, the list goes on and on and on. We do have a lot of the things for the farm on our raiders here. They have the rice and green fruit. You know, the lovely vegetable they ain't. Who screamed frustration? Ruka? What? I don't know. And in order to become a bigger footprint, I might need a save and load. I'm not sure if it happens automatically or not. I don't even know. Who knows? If you have a definitive answer as to, it doesn't really matter whether I'm a city or outpost designation. It's home either way, right? So maybe I won't care all that much about that. Look at this beautiful building here. Sitting out on the coast. It's a pretty coast. I can see someone buying something 10 miles away. We've got some iron spiders nearby. Okay, it's burning rain. I didn't realize. I was appreciating the vistas. But if the rain is melting my flesh off, it's probably time to get inside. Whole lot of iron spiders, too. but that's to be expected for where I am. The iron and security spider capital of the world. Maybe not literally, but... Alright. Here we go. I'm going to try to pull the crossbowmen out of the mix so they can shoot unharassed. Oof, that arm almost came off. Or not almost, but pretty rough hit. Face planting straight into this giant spider factory. Feels not so good. Oh, and here's the Foreman. The Foreman has a Mato staff, actually. That's why we're here. To kill that dude. Pathing seems to be a little off in this area. Okay, beep. Yeah, we're getting roughed up. But that's okay. I can take it. Now, what I should do is make sure that these little spidery bad boys don't get back up. So I'm going to steal their muscles. I'd rather kill them once. Kill them once, shame on you. Kill them twice, shame on me, right? So right now I have Rain on cleanup duty. Was Hamet the one carrying Preacher? I do believe he was. Which means if he's unconscious, Preacher must have bolted for it. I was at only really after his Mato Blade. I honestly don't really care about the bounty, as my reputation with the Shek are fine, and yeah. So if he gets away, he gets away. I don't really care. That's what I'm trying to say. What I do care about is this Mato staff. Here it is. It's still a staff, and the Foreman is he wanted by anyone? No, he ain't even wanted by anyone. So let's do something gruesome. Can I dispose of his corpse in his own base? No, apparently not. I'll just let his head bleed out. Alright, Wing Wing should be in a recovery coma for probably a while. No, he just has a really messed up arm. Like, catastrophically messed up arm. And I don't have any splints. Who has splints? He's probably already splinted, and I just don't. I can't see the fact that he's splinted because his arm is just so beyond use. I don't think there's any loot here, but it doesn't hurt to... Oh, yeah, some engineering. Doesn't hurt to check. Alright, I don't really care to carry the Foreman around anymore. No more free rides for Foreman. If we have to keep killing him, so be it. Alright, the rest of this all looks to be more or less a trash heap. So we have our Mato staff and random skeleton muscle, sure. I think we're done here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head home, heal up, regroup, and think of another adventure to go on with very little downtime. So as these all are heading home, I can start to arrange home. Oh, who's this? Wow, he got shot in the head a lot. No wonder his head was so damaged. And if you're wondering, what did the Foreman ever do to me? Nothing. Just kind of fun to shoot at. He is plinking a tin can in human form. Alright, I think Seto's still the slowest, although we did have some leg injuries. Yeah, Seto's probably still going to be the slowest. Well, I didn't go up to the end of the ruin. I believe it's just ancient labs, though. But you know what? Actually, that's a good point. When am I ever going to want to come all the way back out here? Let's go to that ruin. Alright, Mr. Homesteaders. You built some token walls. They did not help. Well, I can leave them intact for now. Alright, pushing up to the factory, or the ancient lab. Again, another lovely building with a double moonrise on the horizon. This is a different lab style, maybe due to geography. Wow, this zone will not load. Load, damn you. There we go. Holy moly. It's probably all the trees. No, that's the same thing. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm staring at the building I was just in, calling it novel and new. 9. Not novel, new. Same old building. A lab should look like a lab, right? Due to my probably potato PC, this zone is not loading very quickly due to all the assets, all the terrain. And now our flesh is melting off due to the acid rain. At least a lot of our guys have are either immune due to Hiver or Skeleton, or have really, really high resistance. Yeah, I know it stings. I know it stings. Alright, in the interest of not having anyone get KO'd and then have to be carried home, I will melee, or I'll range them all. Alright, everyone else. Oh, my rangers didn't shoot. And I fast forward time so much that Silver Shade went down. Go me. Alright, forget this acid rain. I'll stand inside. This is an ancient lab. You know what to expect. There's just some ancient books in here. And the security spiders. Now, part of the problem is I don't have anyone on hold. But I'll just let them duke it out quick. It's going to get some people knocked out, but that's okay. As long as I can get it back up. Been a while since I took a proper beating, too, right? Ooh, Wing, you got up just in time to fight the spider. Oh, timing that you have. Alright, we need to Sherpa something. Someone that has some weight allowance. Hamet does. Now the trick is not to forget that Hamet has a bag full of stuff. That seemed easy. I don't really need anyone else up here, just unless I need them to carry the loot. I could have them all practice pick lock, or lock picking, I should say, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to bother. Rhadamant's just so far and above better at it than everyone else that they might take too long. Plus, a safe like this, I don't think anyone else could pick. So all these ancient books that I'm getting will go towards battery capacity and whatever else last few things I have left to do. Alright, someone else with weight capacity. No, we're pretty weighted. Not Hob, Silvershade will do it. He's naturally faster than almost everyone else, so if he's a little encumbered, it's not the end of the world. Because I don't currently have a medical building where I make my own medicine, it's up to me to loot it. That's obviously an easy fix. Silvershade. But if I'm looting it, it's free, right? So why pay for it elsewhere, right? Alright, this looks to be all done. So let's skedaddle. A lab and 2 Mato weapons. Not bad, right? I mean, I know that the challenge might be a little beneath me, but in terms of an excursion, it's a pretty successful one. So now as they are moving in transit, I could add a medical building. Just to mix it up. Let's have an outpost type here. I don't really like outposts, but... Oh, this is right outside. Well, that's... Yeah, it's fine. See if I can change the height a little bit. Nope, that's as low as it will go. I was hoping it could act as like a bridge. I'm curious if I have enough copper alloy plates. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. One thing I could do is someone who is idle like Molly. Wow, Molly, you have a few extra blades on you, don't you? Just stand there, Molly. Oh, farms with full yield. All you guys, help engineer. Wonder if there'll be preacher back if I roll through. As I said, I wasn't really there to kill the preacher or to turn him in or anything. It's just he had a Meito weapon. But if I'm walking right through this spot, I might as well. Wonder if I have enough copper alloy plates. I can always make them. Yep, I do. Nice. That does mean that some of the harpoons the harpoons require copper alloy as well. I'll have to make some for that purpose. All right, Chung, I want you making some drugs. I'll make some grog first. The doc whipping up some drugs for everybody. What it really ought to do is have Wike working on the robotics as well. So robotics would be in here, I think. Thought I put a sign on everything. Maybe I never signed up robotics. So limb bench and robotics bench. And then we have the general storage for the limbs. So first things first, I'm going to have him retrieve some of the other limbs that I had sitting around. And I probably should do oof, he is full. I should probably set up another box so we have a right box and a left box. So let me do that. Storage, general chest. And a lot of these buildings are sort of looking fairly incomplete. I'm fine with saying it as it is. But the reason being, I just don't want to tax you all with pedantic micro setting junk up. So this will be the right or left box. So scout leg left. Scout leg left, lifter left, steady left. All right, so we have a full set for a lifter. What do we need? So we want more lifters and scouts. So we'll do one of each. And I guess what we'll need to do is store electrical components in here as well. You know what I don't have? I don't have storage for all these drugs. So grog, rum, all that stuff. So storage for, I'll just put it right in the middle. Hashish. Rum. Grog. And sake. I find it a little unfortunate that torch posts should be installed. It's just so primitive, but you know, whatever. These things are part of the game. Alright, so we were looking for Preacher here. And we found Farmer that looks like Preacher. A lot of these older people that we knocked out, that we cut off a limb doing it. Moon Guardian. I was just going to see if he was up or around. But I'm not exactly spotting the Preach. I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, we were really after his weapon. We have the weapon, so there's no need. We could head through Black Scratch to see if there's any blueprints on the Great Library that we had not bought. Wheat straw being stored there seems a little odd. Aramid. Is not cooking because I need a bread box. Alright, Aramid. Start doing your stuff. Oh, this bread basket's already full? You're joking me. Well, he wouldn't joke about these things. I already have a lot more wheat than I need. That's kind of funny. Alright. The Great Library. Hello, Great Library. They have a bunch of lore books. I'm just going to go ahead and sell my research to them. I already have everything. I was pretty sure I have everything that I need that I can research with those things. Wow, I didn't know how to make cleavers. See, there's plenty of blueprints that I didn't know how to do. Like the legendary basket hat. Which I always find funny when I see shinobi thieves wearing those things. I mean, I think it's the only hat that benefits stealth. But it is pretty funny when you see like a badass ninja wearing a little basket hat. There's something funny about that to me, at least. Yeah, there was plenty of things. Old maps, sure. maps of anything. I don't know where it leads to. I'm happy to buy. And I think that's all they got for me. Alright, so one is of Lab Ruin. Down in the crater. Cool. And the other is an Ashland Dome. And there's a Dome Ruin. Cool. Alright. We're all set. Following Seto again. And Seto take us home. Follow Seto. My bad. I had Jane's take us home. Incorrect, buddy. Maybe next time. Now, another thing I wanted to do with Shrike is to start working on some armor. I would ideally want some really, really nice leather turtlenecks. They take a very, very long time to make. But if you check my people here, my crossbowmen don't have great copies of it. And then we'll also need some chain shirts, but that's for another time. Okay, so if we're almost out of robotic components, the next thing we're going to need to make is robotic components, which take skeletal muscles and motors. We have a lot of skeletal muscles, we don't have motors, so motors take iron plates and electrical components. Okay. And it's masterwork. Oops, wrong box. This is the left box. Who's in Bad Teeth? Obviously sent someone to Bad Teeth. Bark? Yeah, it was Bark. I'm looking around to see if I can't buy anything for the farm, to get these farms up and running sooner. You do have some cotton. And some cactus, I guess. Copper, I don't know. Robots. Robotic components. Cool. It's weird that some of the holy mines changed ownerships, but the holy farms have not. Especially given how the Shek, from a lore standpoint, really don't have a source of food. You'd really think that they'd want those farms. You know? Because they'd be hungry. We're going to walk right through burning lasers. Sort of, yeah. How harmed are we? We've had a little bit of time to just sort of passively recover, so no one is critical. Alright, so about half of the homesteaders have jobs now. Aramid and Molly do not. Aramid dead, but he's done it already. I don't have a green fruit farm going, do I? We're waiting on all that green fruit from Seto and the Raiders. What that means is, in my bedroom, my barracks, I could definitely use some skeletal beds. Come on. 1, This room is just going to be pure utilitarian, not nicely laid out or anything. This one's a little ugly, surely, but that's just the way it is when you need to fit a bunch of beds in one small room. Okay, we have a whole lot more building materials. Oh, and Shek patrolling nearby. I'm going to attempt to just add some storm houses out here to force it to be a bigger footprint. Because we have so many additional building materials. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Oh, he's grogging, alright. Gecko, why are you just standing there? Because the iron... should be hauling to these iron plates afterwards. Come on, Gecko. Get to work. Once you're done with these... Oh, your inventory is a little full. Let's see. Ditch items. Turn that on. So what ditch items does is when your inventory is full and you're not using something, it just ditches it. No surprise there. It's not really all that complicated. Pretty straightforward. Alright, Bard, when you're done, engineer. Bark went to stack. See if we can't buy some more stuff to advance our farms. Our farms are pretty sad. No, I'm not getting anything there. Doubt there's going to be much at mechanical construction trader. Nope. Oh, no, there's some... I stand corrected. Oh, we're getting plenty of cotton. Who would have thought? And robotic components. Alright, that's probably enough to work off of. I'll get them home. Gecko, it really doesn't look like you're doing your job, like, even a little bit. You're supposed to put the iron plates away, not just hold on to them indefinitely. See? Like that. Alright, the first repair bed is all set. Once those beds are done, then we'll start making the weird storm houses on the horizon. And hopefully trigger us to have a larger footprint base. Glad I checked on Seto, being aimless and all. Stuck on some random mountainside in a terrible spot to idle in. Cool. Navigator of the century. No, walk this way. Just... She's probably been melting the crew for a while now. Oh, I see. It's just one continuous mountain. That'll do it. Here we go. This is the way up. Alright, Seto, time to switch boots. She got a little wounded due to all the acid and got even slower than before. Alright, that's all set. The beds are cranking out. Chung's having fun with the wheat straw. Making some grog. Let's see. Bard, I'm going to borrow you a second. I haven't actually set up a shop in the past, so I don't exactly know what people buy. Yes, if I bought like buildings inside of cities, that might encourage people to do some trading. But I have this Queen of the South on decoration here. This Hiver robot. Probably all things that the Holy Nation hates most, and I'm decorating it. Considering I have her in prison, does that make me evil? Am I the baddie now? I feel like the baddie, having thrown her in prison. Okay, Gecko is unbelievably not doing her job. Alright, let me just reorder this. I want you to haul to the iron plates first. And then haul to the refineries. Let's see if this works. So far it does. Aimless again. They're almost there, though. The last of the skeleton beds getting constructed now. Beautiful little outpost building that I haven't turned into an apothecary or whatever. Who are you? Oh, bandits. Going for a dip. Look at them swim. Splish splash. Oh, we're also working on these storm houses out here. Maybe this will increase our footprint. Maybe it won't. And she's stuck again. Stupid canyon. How do you get up here? I'll eventually learn the ins and outs of traversing around this area. Which will allow me to go on excursions quicker. So it looks like we have to dip south and actually go through the road. There's really no alternative there. And now I know. You got some training dummies? All right, sure. I don't know. Looks like you're the dummy. Was this a bandit camp? Ah, it was a bandit camp. I was like, why is there so many of them? But now, all is a whole lot clearer. I guess the legend of the group that took down the Dust King has not spread. Well, Bark is definitely back by now. Oh, and he has... What happened to all my cotton? Did we loom it? Tell me you didn't just loom all my cotton. Didn't I send him? Yeah, it kind of looks like a loom did. So I don't see any evidence that there's cotton around. Who are we going to fight? River raptors. And now there's a whole bunch of cleanup, but that is going to have to be for tomorrow because I'm just about out of time. So if you have any questions or feedback for me or got ideas for adventures, let me have it. Clearly I have to make my way to some of the megafauna and maybe to the Ashland Domes and mess with UC. There's a lot of stuff I could do. So if you have an idea of what I should do first, drop me a line, and I do hope that you tune in next time. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Adios.